How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called New American. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to the New American map, where the map has a plain with medium large fields with the landscape inspired by the region of the United States. The map has all the standard production chains of the game. The player already starts with a well-assembled structure with 3 animal stables: cows, sheep, chickens. You will also find equipment for working with grass and with fields ready to start mowing the lawn. The map contains 56 commable lands, 36 fields, 8 forest areas to work in, 5 points of sale. I hope you like it. Have a good time." There are no mods specific to this map. This map was created by Samuel Batista Modding and is 39.8 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. You start out here, kind of in the middle of the map at your main starting farm. You start out by owning farmlands number 2, 3, 4, and 49. 2 being this one here, being your starting farm, also with a wheat field that is ready to harvest. 3 up here, which is a wheat field ready to harvest. 4 being a empty field, and 49 all the way down here, a grass field ready to harvest. If we take a look, all areas of the map are buyable. As you can see, you do have this large outer perimeter here, as well as a lot of the little buy points for the production areas, as well as like the shops and all that stuff. The main shop being right here, and just little buyable locations where you'll be able to kind of update and upgrade the sell points and production points. You do start out with animals. We have a chicken coop, cow barn, and sheep barn. Contracts are available on this map. We do start out with a production point, the biogas plant, but there are no collectibles. Looking at mods specific to this map, there is nothing under the buy menu and nothing under the build menu. So nothing under any one of these tabs here. Now, because we start at the starting farm, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting equipment. Going under the buy menu, scrolling down to owned items. Starting with medium tractors, we have a Massey Ferguson 7S190, a Valtra Valmet 8750, and a John Deere 4755. Harvesters, we have the Deutzfahr Toplighter 4090H. Telehandlers, a Manitou MLT 625-75H. Cards, the John Deere XUV 865M. Trailers, the Brantner Z18051 2XX Powerflex. The header for the Deutzfahr there. Cultivators, we have the Horsch Toronto 3 FX. Seeders, the Nordseed HK25 and S3030. Fertilizer spreaders, the Amazon ZATS 3200. Mowers, we have the K-brand GMD 4411 and the GMD 3123F. Under Tedders, we have the K-brand GF 8712. Windrowers, the Pottinger Top 342. Forage wagons, the Strautmann Zalon CFS 2501DO. Balers, the K-brand VB 3190. Bale loaders, the Agroliner PWO24. Animals, the K-brand RA142 mixing wagon. Telehandler tools, we have the Magsy pallet fork. Header trailer for the Deutzfahr. And under weights, we have the actually 3 Kloss W1500s. So quite a good starting pack of equipment. So starting out here on the farm, right behind you, you have a sleep trigger behind the house. Over here, we have our sheep barn with room for 65 sheep. We have our feed input here and our wool output here. We have our chicken barn right next to that with the egg output here and room for 360 chickens with our feed input right there. Coming around the back side over here, we got a bunker silo here. We got our main silo right there. Over here, we have our fuel tank. Looks like we have room for 25,000 liters. We have our lime station right here, just a little lime buy point. Cow barn right here with our slurry output there. We open this, our feed input right here. Open this. We have room for 45 cows. Our straw input is here, and our milk output is right here, and a manure heap. That is everything here for our starting farm. So let's go through the bunker silo, go over here and grab our little gator here. And now we will head out of the starting farm and start going around the map. What do we got here? I just noticed this. Oh, we have a repair trigger right here on the starting farm as well. I'm glad I saw that. One of our starting fields off to the left, and another one here to the right, as well as our other one right there. And we just head directly out west. We're going to go start out at the northwestern portion of the map and take a look at a couple of the points of interest up there. So we'll turn here. And now turn here. We'll take this all the way out, and you can start to see those buildings coming into view there. Those are our first 2 points of interest. Okay. So starting out here at the one further north, this is the sugar mill. We have our input right here. And along the back side, oh, the buy point, sugar mill, $80,000, and output is right there. Heading right next door is the grape processing unit. Park right here. Another $80,000 to buy this. Output here, input back there. And we'll continue to go around. We're going to kind of backtrack a little ways. Cut out that big old kind of hump in the road. Now heading back south. Now we'll reconnect to the main part of the road and continue to head down south to the next group of interests. Now, before we get to the next part, I'm going to say right up front that there are several aesthetic issues and actual issues with this map. So it might be one where it will be requiring some updates. It will definitely require updates, but I don't know if the aesthetic updates are going to be done or not. So one of those, just I'll point them out as we come across them, but you can kind of see some of them already popping up, but we'll talk about those here in a minute. So starting back here, we have the fast food restaurant sell point, and then right behind it we have the bakery. Output there, input as we're driving past, and the bakery is $50,000. Now across the street we have the pizzeria sell point here. Also across the street here is the Johnson's Farmers Market, sell point right here. And the supermarket, sell point right there. So now we continue out towards the east and just continue to follow this road. So one of the aesthetics issues that I've come across is if you look on the road here, off to the sides there, you see the patches of grass that just seems like they're in different states. I don't know if it's because they're just different lengths and eventually it's all going to grow to match and it's not a big deal, but you can see just how there's the lighter green here and then the darker green here. It almost looks like there's two different grass types, or it's just in two different stages of growth. I think that might be the case, but it's just really kind of has these kind of hard shifts throughout the map, so it's kind of aesthetically unappealing. Right here we have our input and output for this production point, which is the cereal factory for $110,000. You can purchase that. Getting back in the XUV, heading down the road a little bit further. We have the oil mill coming up to the right. We have our output here, input here, and purchase point right here, $80,000 to purchase. And you can see your main starting farm coming into view on the left side there, and right across the street from your main starting farm is the shop trigger and repair trigger. So shop trigger is way out here for some reason. Shop trigger. And, oh, where did the... Whoa, there it is. And then repair trigger, way over here, in front of the building. Right there. Now, another aesthetic issue with the map is the kind of road markers, the road paintings. So you can see here on the road, you have these kind of triangles and these separations in the road. I believe this is more indicative of a European style of road markers. I am not aware of anywhere in the United States that uses that kind of road marker system with the triangles and whatnot. So I think that's just kind of a remnants of potentially a misused European style road marker. Again, small little things that just kind of come to mind as me being American and have been all over the country. I'm just not familiar with these kind of road markers inside of the United States. Here we have the dairy can be purchased for $70,000, and output here, input right there. Hop back in as we're holding up traffic. And now here is one of the major issues on this map. Off to the left, this is the grain mill. As you can see, there's supposed to be a building here that is just missing. Input here, output back here with the buy point here. It's $96,000. Now, one thing I didn't check to see is, well, let's go ahead and check it. Okay, so does look like it's going to work per se. It just doesn't have a building to represent it. So one thing to kind of keep an eye out for with an update is the buildings are likely going to be included in a later update. So now we head down the road. And coming into view, you'll see the next point of interest off to the right. Right here is the spinnery. Let's go ahead and pull off the road. Oops. There we go. 60,000 for the spinnery. And our input and output are right back here. We'll head back in. And here on this intersection, we're going to make a left. And we are now approaching the biogas plant. Big bunker silo off to the left here. And we already own a biogas plant, as you can see here. So normal biogas plant as far as I can tell. We have our solid input here, liquid input here, and our liquid output, aka digestate, right there. We'll continue through the biogas plant area. Then coming up here to the left, that is our next point of interest. You'll start to see behind those bushes a sell point appear right there. That is the animal dealer sell point. And on the other side of the building, right over here, is the animal dealer. Now you can come to this location and use this icon in order to purchase your animals, or you can use that same icon at the pen and pastures you already have installed on the map. If you use this icon though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. Essentially, the animal dealer here is going to take the animals from this location and deliver the animals to your pen and pasture for you. And it does add up, it does get expensive depending on the type of animal that you have and the number that you have. So a adult cow costs its base price plus an additional $100 per cow being delivered. So that adds up really quickly. Now if you want to save that delivery fee, you bring an animal trailer to this location and load the animals directly into the animal trailer using this icon, and that will save you the delivery fee when you deliver them. So you can see here, if I click on this, look at the cow barn and look at the adult cows, you can see $15.50 for base price plus $100 per cow. If I were to stock up, that's an additional $4,500 plus the base price of almost $70,000. So out the door, almost $75,000 total for filling up the cow barn there at the main starting farm. So now we head out. Over here we have the tailor shop. $100,000 to purchase the tailor shop. Input here, output on the back side here, and a wardrobe trigger right on this side here. Make a left here, followed by a right, and you'll see here we have the gas station, purchase our fuel, and a repair trigger right there. Heading back in this direction and going down south, you're going to see the last 2 points of interest on this map. Coming up here on my right is the second to last point of interest. Right here is the carpentry. Stop here. 60,000 to purchase. We have our input here with a wood cell trigger icon there, and output back here. And now heading to our last point of interest and our last major issue with this map. You can see here's our grass field right here as well. Now, one thing to note, something I noticed, let's go ahead and take a look at the map here real quick. Actually, you know what? We'll get to the next point of interest, then I'll show everything, and then I'll talk about this field here. So coming around the corner right over here, this is the other area that is just something wrong with it. It's missing, nothing to show. But this is the sawmill, 100,000 to purchase the sawmill. You have your output right here for your productions. Input with the wood cell trigger is right here. And our wood chip output way off in the corner over there. And that is everything. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the map just real quick, and I'll show what I was going to show with the grass field over here. Now, looking at the map, we started out on the farm here and took a look at everything on the main starting farm. We then came out to the west, up here, out to the sugar mill and grape processing unit. We then followed this road back down to the south, where we took in the fast food restaurant sell point, the bakery production point, the pizzeria, the Johnson's Farmers Market, and then right next door was the supermarket. We then came up to this area here where we saw the cereal factory as well as the oil mill. We saw the shop trigger and repair trigger right up here. Followed this up to the dairy and the missing grain mill, over to the spinnery, and then down this side road here into the biogas plant right here. We then followed this out to the animal dealer sell point as well as the animal dealer. We came out to the tailor shop, down to the gas station with the repair trigger at the gas station, backtracked a bit, came down south to the carpentry, and then down to the sawmill. Now, the reason I wanted to show all of this was to get to this point here. When you look at this, it looks like it's an empty field. So typically, especially with this light green hue to it, that typically means it's a grass field. But if we click on it, you can see how all this grass pops up everywhere but your main field that you own here. But you can clearly see that there's grass here and it's planted and it looks like it's ready to harvest. So yeah, you can see how you can, actually utilize this as a field and all this stuff. I'm not sure why grass is not showing in this field. Yeah, it even looks like there's weeds and stuff here. So it looks like that's something that in order to get like the full kind of yield and all that stuff, you're going to have to be able to come in here and tidy up the field quite a bit. Because I think it's, is it needing plowed? Probably needs plowed and, stones removed and limed and all that stuff. I am here on the base game, so as to show everything here. But that is everything for the brand new to the Mod Hub map, New American. Now it's time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. So including all the issues that I've discussed before, the two major ones and the two minor ones, that the two major ones kind of really knocks it down a couple of pegs for me. Those missing buildings, I don't know why they're missing, but it just, they're active. You can use them as a production point. They're just missing the aesthetics. If we look around, the one kind of redeeming factor to throw into this map, because typically, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the kind of maps where it's just a building plunked down in an area. It just looks like it's very empty and not a whole lot going on. But the saving factor that this map has is that even though that these areas where there's points of interest, like the gas station here or any of the production areas, is that you're able to purchase all these individual lots, including the main periphery. So if we take a look, again, we can purchase the gas station here. We can purchase the the shops. We can purchase the, production points and all that stuff. Now, yeah, it's $4 million for this chunk, big portion of it, but you got these smaller areas here, 10,000 here, we got 17,000 here, we got 33,000 here, so on and so forth, where you're able to purchase these things and then you're able to do with it what you will. You can add decorations, you can do all that stuff. That's a redeeming factor, but not a huge redemption, in my opinion. The color palette is very jarring at points where you've got mostly green grass, but then sometimes you got these huge abundance of flowers that just doesn't really add up. The road network there, again, just kind of seems very jarring to me because, again, being an American, I've never seen that kind of pattern used before, and it just seems like it's very out of place. So I get that kind of European vibe with an American feel. It's kind of, like I said, it's kind of off-putting. So there's a lot of little things that just kind of add up. On top of that, when we look at the map, it's extremely flat and not a lot to kind of grab your attention. So it's one of those, it would make a very, very good map for somebody who's just getting started with the game, who's just learning and wanting to kind of hop on and just learn and play and just really not be too bothered with, the aesthetics per se, more than just trying to get their finger on the pulse of the game itself. So this would make a very good introductory map. But as somebody like myself who's been playing this game for years now, it's not my cup of tea. And like I said, with the issues on the map, the aesthetics, the color palette, the general layout of the main farm is fine. Nothing too special, but something that can be worked with very much. Yeah, all that just adds up to me personally, not a good grade to give. So 0 to 5 scale, as per usual, what would I give this? Probably give this a 2 when everything's said and done. Now, saying that, I'm not saying anything to be personal or be mean or anything like that. This is to be used as a constructive criticism only. So it's one of those that, if this is a map that you enjoy, that you like, then more power to you. I am very happy for you, and I am always happy every single time we get a new map here for Farming Simulator, because it offers something to somebody out there, and I am not the arbiter of all that is true when it comes to this game. Some people may absolutely love this map, and again, good on you. I hope you have many, many hours of fun playing this map. But for me personally, this just doesn't scratch the itch. It doesn't do much for me. So yeah, all that being said, I'd give it a 2. Yeah, that's basically where I stand on this. But I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithm enjoy you're doing, shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.